261 hours after the shaking stopped in Turkey and Syria, 2 men were rescued from some of the rubble. While first responders are still working on efforts like that, Californians now on the ground there are working to help those who are in desperate need of the next step of recovery. Martin Strutton, Emergency Operations Director for Santa Barbara-based Shelterbox, is with me now live over the phone from Gaziantep, Turkey. Martin, good morning to you. Can you hear me?
Hello, yes I can, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning and taking a few minutes away from your very important mission there. Your organization supports disaster recovery all over the world, so you're no stranger to the tough conditions people are up against in Turkey and Syria right now. Given what you've seen over the years, what stood out to you so far?
Yes, thank you. I think for me personally, it's the scale of the damage that we've seen here and the wide area that it's taken place across. I think the other really sad part of this for me is that the number of casualties, the number of people that have been trapped in their homes after this event is really quite overwhelming. I mean, I think one of the major reasons for that is because these earthquakes, and there were two of them, remember, quite close together, that took place whilst people were sleeping, in their beds. So that really helps to explain why so many people were trapped, and unfortunately why so many people were, killed and injured.
I know Shelterbox was not allowed to get out and get started working right away. Last week, the Turkish government had cut off travel to the southern part of the country and Gaziantep until search and rescue operations were completed. We just reported on what Al-Qaeda is doing to block help in some places. What's happening with your movements right now?
Yeah, so we initially deployed a team within a couple of days to Istanbul, to the north of the country, and we were able to fairly quickly get teams down into Gaziantep, down into the south, down to where the epicenter of this event has occurred. On the back of that, we've quickly been able to move aid into the region. So just to give you some rough numbers, we've got the first 500 plus tents have arrived in Turkey itself, and we are moving kit and equipment across the border into Syria as well. So we've got somewhat two projects going on at the moment, both in Turkey and in Syria.
More than 41,000 people dead, lots of criticism about the flow of aid through government channels to the people in the most need. Are you seeing supplies actually get through in addition to your own group's efforts?
Yeah, we're part of a wider coordination mechanism here at Shelterbox. So, we're speaking to partners, we're speaking to some of those UN organizations and the coordination mechanism that's taking place. And we are now hearing, that kit assistance is being received. I've seen it myself. So we can see camps being set up, tents from the Turkey Disaster Management Agency. I've seen those around as well in Gaziantep itself. So I can definitely tell you that aid is arriving. But as I mentioned earlier on, the scale of this crisis and the number of people that have been displaced, something like 400,000 people in Turkey alone are actually looking for temporary shelter. It's going to be a while before everybody gets themselves under adequate and appropriate housing.
Of all the equipment in the normal Shelterbox kit, is the number one item that you've given out or been asked for the tents, or are people looking for other things in tents and shelter has already been addressed?
I think in this context, immediate need is tents, but that provides the shelter. But we think about things in terms of sheltering. So, those additional items that we provide at Shelterbox, such as blankets, solar lamps. In some cases, we provide water carriers or water filtration, and that really enables people to live within the shelter that we provide. So it isn't just about that, that structure, if you like. It's about how people live within that space itself that's also important. And we're seeing need, across Turkey and Syria for all of those items.
I know that Shelterbox partners with local Rotary districts. You just talked about kind of your wider network. How has that been going? Are those districts disrupted right now, or are they fully functioning?
Yeah, there's a lot of disruption, actually. And we are talking to the Rotarian colleagues daily. They've been phenomenal in being able to help us to get access to some of these places, access to some of those, the sort of transport, if you like, warehousing, and just generally being able to get into this sort of situation, to know where the issues are. But they are part of, the affected population in a lot of cases. So, the people that we are working with are indeed finding themselves in difficult situations. There is, as I say, a very widespread crisis, and very few people have been left untouched.
Exactly. Thank you so much for giving us a few minutes this morning. We would have loved to been able to chat face to face, but obviously you're in a
Indeed.
massive earthquake zone, and we know that bandwidth and everything else is tenuous. We're so glad that the phone connection maintained, and we'll be checking back in with you and Shelterbox about your efforts there. Thank you so much.
Please do. Thank you. Been a pleasure. Thank you.